to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a fall inspired freestyle. To be honest, I really didn't have a lot in mind when it came to this set today. I was just letting my creative juices just flow. But she did like this dark nude color by Profiles Backstage. I haven't worked with their acrylics very much, and due to the consistency of it, your girl was struggling. I love Profiles, don't get me wrong, but this acrylic was very chalky and it's not very smooth. It has very little mobility and I didn't have time to try to fix the issue I was having. However, if this is a problem for you, you can do one of two things. One being, if you have a different monomer, you can try it with the acrylic. Sometimes trying different monomers will give you different results as far as your bead consistencies. And also, if you try the brand monomer that is recommended for the acrylic, it sometimes can also provide a different consistency. Second, you can mix the acrylic with clear acrylic powder. You only want to do a little bit of clear at a time, because if you do too much, it can completely change the original color, which is something that you don't want to do. I typically use my cuticle pusher as my scooper when I'm picking up the acrylic to pour into my mixing jar. And between each scoop, I'll wipe down my cuticle pusher to avoid contamination and just colors getting mixed in that shouldn't be there. Knowing how much to pick up really depends on how much acrylic you're mixing at that time. If you want a further detailed video on how to find your mixing ratios, I can definitely go into further detail. But you definitely don't want to, like I said, do too much clear acrylic, because if you do, then it will definitely change a lot. Now I'm using Not Polish on her index finger. Consistency wise, it is very smooth, it's easy to work with, and despite the monomer being used, it's malleable every single time, which is honestly the way to a nail tech's heart. I love Not Polish. All of their colors I've never had an issue with. Definitely do comment below your experience with Profiles Backstage as well as Not Polish. I'm definitely interested and intrigued as to what you guys do, and if you guys have any suggestions on how I can make my experience better with Profiles Backstage, please do let me know. I am open to anything. I saved her ring finger for last because sometimes when working with glitter acrylic, it can definitely get in your brush or on your monomer, and you'll have glitter on nails that you don't want for there to be. And if you just save it for last, girl, it will save you a headache, it will save you time, it will save you filing. Just trust me on this one. I'm using a low grit sanding band on all of the nails that I applied the Profiles acrylic specifically on, because sometimes if you go in too abrasive, especially if the consistency of the acrylic is very chalky and just not what you're typically used to when you're picking up a very smooth, nice bead, it can definitely cause for there to be grooves, and I don't want that. So I'm using a low grit sanding band. I can't remember the grit for the sanding band, in which I will comment below the grit that I used, but it is made for natural nails. So thus I'm putting my drill bit into overtime as well as this little sanding band. and that is why it appears white, in which I am changing it frequently. And I will take the sanding band off and flip it around to the other side, just trying to get all of the use out of this little sanding band. But I'm being very mindful of the speed that I'm on and also how much I'm using it, because I don't want for it to start burning my client. I decided to do plaid on her index finger. My lines were too thick, so I wiped it off and I went back and did it again, and I used a lint-free wipe. Despite me doing nails for so long and also me doing intricate drawings on nails, sometimes my lines are just trash. That's what it is, trash. So don't be afraid to just wipe it off and start over. I do it all the time. I'm honestly a perfectionist when it comes to drawing sometimes, so I go overboard with it. It was missing something, so I drew a cute little fall leaf on her pinky. This was the finished look. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.